Hey everybody, Ghostmo here, and welcome to the first of a series of short videos where I'm going to discuss gear that I may or may not be bringing with me on our long upcoming trip. So a few days ago, on my social medias, my Instagram and my YouTube channel, I posted a survey asking people which stove I was going to probably bring with me on my trip. Either the BRS 3000T, which, as anybody who follows through hikers know, this is the stove of choice for long distance hikers on the Appalachian Trail, PCT, and the CDT. Or if I was going to take with me my tried and true Pocket Rocket Deluxe. So, how did this survey even come about? Well, I'll give you a little bit of backstory. So, a couple weeks back, my buddy Dave, from his channel Dave Off Grid, did a live stream, and as part of that live stream, they did a giveaway. And another buddy of mine who was on that live stream was Tyler, another friend of mine from Southern Hike, and he was giving away this classic little stove. And again, for those of you that don't know, the BRS 3000T titanium has quite the following amongst the through hiking community. It's pretty easy to see why. It's really small and really light. In fact, this little guy comes in at 0.9 ounces compared to the Pocket Rocket Deluxe, which is 2.9 ounces. That's a whole 2 ounces difference. But anyways, like I said, this one is very popular with the long distance hiking community. So when I won it, I was kind of excited to try it out and see if maybe, just maybe, I would want to use this instead of my old tried and true. So let's take a look at some of the differences. Like I say, first off, the weight is quite a bit less, 0.9 ounces versus 2.9 ounces. Other part of this is going to be sheer size. I mean, this thing is teeny tiny, and when folded up, it's even smaller. It just has some simple fold down tines, and voila. Versus this chonker, it's quite a bit smaller. So, based on the numbers alone, it seems like that would be a pretty good option. But looking at these two stoves, there are some considerable differences. For one, the BRS 3000T is pretty darn basic. It does not have a fuel regulator. It's just a simple on-off valve, and it has the three very small folding supports. And then the burner's head itself, which is really no bigger than my fingernail, has a little bit of flange in it to kind of disperse the flame head. Versus the Pocket Rocket Deluxe, which immediately you'll notice has a bigger support area, so it's a little bit more stable. Has a larger burner head, so it does have a little bit more distribution of the BTUs, or the heat coming off of it. But the biggest difference with this and many other stoves is it does have a built-in fuel regulator. That built-in fuel regulator makes it more fuel efficient, as well as handles colder temperatures and altitudes slightly better than most stoves. The plot thickens. Alright, let's take a look at performance. Alright, so for this very unscientific test, please pardon my rather cluttered kitchen counter, we will be taking each stove using the same Tokes pot and 1 cup of water, and I will be using my phone as a stopwatch here. And so let's go ahead and get started. We'll start with the BRS 3000T. One thing I have to say for this stove being unregulated is I'm pretty impressed at how it does have a seemingly low setting possibility. Not exactly a true simmer, but it would work. Pretty loud, not too terrible. Let's get started. Alright, so this little champ has a rolling boil at 2 minutes and 23 seconds. Giving its size, it's not too shabby. Alright, and now for the Pocket Rocket Deluxe. It does have a piezo igniter, but I don't like using it. Alright, go ahead and get that started. Same amount of water. I am doing both of these without a lid as well, just for consistency. And first thing you'll notice is the Pocket Rocket Deluxe is definitely a lot quieter. Alright, let's see how this bad boy does. Alright, the Pocket Rocket Deluxe has a rolling boil at a astounding 1 minute and 35 seconds. It is clear to see who the winner in this category is. Alright, so back to the survey. In the comment sections, there was still quite a bit of love for both of these stoves. Some people really liked the lightness and simpleness of the BRS 3000T. And there was quite a bit of love for the incredibly efficient and regulated Pocket Rocket Deluxe, although acknowledging, comparatively, it's a bit of a chunker. But when it came to the actual votes, it wasn't as nearly as close, with about 70% of the votes going to the Pocket Rocket Deluxe and the remainder going to the BRS 3000T. So, moment of truth. Which one am I going to be taking with me on the trip? Well, to the BRS 3000T and Tyler, who gave it to me, I have to say I am very sorry. But ultimately, I have decided I will stick with my Pocket Rocket Deluxe. And the main reason for that is going to be the regulator, because although the weight savings is nice, it is still somewhat minimal, and the additional fuel efficiency, and especially at altitude where we were going to be spending much of our time at, and the larger burner head, I felt that it would mean that I could get away with less fuel. And also, just I know its reliability. I know it's going to continue to work. The BRS definitely has a great track record. It has been used by thousands of hikers on long distance trails without any issues. That said, I have heard that when it fails, it can fail pretty totally. So that's my decision. Then, and when it comes down to it, you know, yes, it is really nice that this is really small, but, and this guy is a chunker, it's big, pretty big, but I already have a system set up which allows me to be able to store it in my pot without any problems. So that ended up becoming a moot point to it. So this guy is the winner, and it will be joining me on every bit of our long trip. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below, and as always, keep hiking on.